Hey there, curious minds. Have you found yourself scrolling through headlines, maybe chatting with friends, and wondering, will real estate prices actually take a dip this year?
Yeah, it's a question on a lot of minds, absolutely.
Mm,
Especially if you're a homeowner maybe thinking about a move.
right. With all the chatter about interest rates and affordability, it's completely natural to feel a bit uncertain.
For sure.
So today, we're cutting through that noise and taking a deep dive into precisely that question. We're going to focus on a really fascinating and quite distinct market, Lake Tapps, Washington.
hmm
And we're pulling our core insights today from a truly fantastic blog post. It's titled Lake Tapps Real Estate, Selling Confidently in 2025. It's by Dawn and Susie Karstedt at Rethinking Real Estate LLC. They've done some incredible work breaking down what sellers there need to know.
That's right. And our mission today is, well, to go beyond just the surface headlines. We'll look at what national experts are projecting,
Hmm.
then really peel back the layers on the unique local trends shaping Pierce County, and specifically Lake Tapps.
And most importantly,
Most importantly, we'll distill what all this, market analysis truly means for you, the listener, if selling your home in that area is on your mind for 2025. We really want to give you clarity and confidence to navigate these questions.
okay, great. So let's start with that big picture then, the national landscape. We've all heard the discussions, affordability, potential cooling. What's the general vibe across the U.S. right now on home prices?
Nationally, yeah, affordability has been a huge talking point, dominated the conversation for, well, the past year or more. Higher interest rates through 2023 and into 2024 certainly put the brakes on things in many cities. Cooled demand quite a bit.
Uh-huh. Buyers got hesitant.
Exactly. Understandably so. They took longer, maybe paused searches.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating and a key insight here is despite that hesitation, home prices didn't crash.
Okay.
What we mostly saw was more of a plateau, maybe a mild adjustment in some spots,
Right.
like a market recalibration.
Yeah.
Not the steep declines people feared.
That's a really critical distinction, isn't it? Suggests more resilience than maybe some headlines let on.
It does.
So looking towards 2025, what are the indicators saying about mortgage rates, buyer demand? Where's that heading?
Well, connecting this to 2025, analysts are generally predicting that mortgage rates will likely stabilize, maybe even dip slightly.
And even a small dip could make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. It can act as a catalyst, potentially unlocking more buyer demand. But here's the bedrock issue. There's still this persistent national shortage of homes. It's not new, but it's structural, and it continues to provide fundamental support for prices. It sort of prevents a free fall.
Right, even with cautious buyers.
Exactly. Buyer confidence is still, let's say, cautious people are definitely more thoughtful now.
Hmm.
But demand for well-priced, good-quality homes, it's consistently strong. It's this nuanced dance.
So if I'm a seller listening, the big takeaway nationally isn't a dramatic crash, but more stability, a
Sure.
balanced market.
Precisely. According to national real estate economists, that combination limited supply and steady, if cautious, demand actually put sellers in a surprisingly good position in 2025. Now, we're not likely talking about the double-digit appreciation like in 2021. That was an anomaly.
Right, those crazy days.
Yeah. Instead, the market's projected to remain stable, more predictable, sustainable,
Hmm.
which suggests, a healthier market overall.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting for listeners maybe in or near Lake Tapps, because local markets can tell such a different story. What makes Lake Tapps stand out so much within Pierce County?
Lake Tapps truly is unique. It's a powerful case study in local resilience. It's defined by, well, several things. First, that highly desirable waterfront lifestyle, lake access, recreation, views.
The dream, right?
Absolutely. Second, its strategic location close enough to Tacoma and Seattle for commuting. And third, crucially consistently limited inventory. These factors combine to make it a strong seller's market, almost like it operates in its own microclimate, kind of shielded from broader shifts.
You mentioned that consistent low inventory. Why is it structurally low there? What keeps the supply tight?
That's a great point. It's not just a temporary blip. It's largely structural. Think about it. You have a desirable lake community.
With natural boundaries.
Exactly. The lake itself, hills, often larger lots due to zoning. There just isn't endless land for massive new developments like you might see elsewhere. That scarcity isn't going away. It fuels competition year after year, limits supply. supports values.
And I imagine seasonality plays an even bigger role for a lake community like this, more so than maybe a downtown core.
Oh, absolutely. Seasonality is magnified.
Yeah.
Historically, spring and early summer, that's peak buyer activity time.
Makes sense. People thinking about summer on the lake.
Exactly. Enjoying the lifestyle, moving before the school year. Plus, Lake Tapps has strong schools, lots of outdoor recreation, really family-friendly neighborhoods. These are huge draws, especially for people relocating from, say, Seattle or Tacoma. They're often willing to pay premium for that specific lifestyle package.
And what's really compelling, and this comes straight from Dawn and Thuzy Korstedt's analysis, is that while other parts of Washington might see prices soften a bit, Lake Tapps stays incredibly resilient.
That's right. The source points out a specific example. A Lake Tapps area house worth around $636,000 in 2023 is now valued at $689,000.
Wow. So not just stable, but still growing.
So growing robustly in that specific desirable spot, it really speaks to those unique local forces.
Okay, so if you're a homeowner there, all this leads to the big question. Sell now or wait, hoping for even more gains. What's the smarter play?
It's the classic dilemma, right? But the experts we're drawing from are pretty clear. A 2008-style crash, highly unlikely. That was driven by very different things, bad lending, massive oversupply. Today's market is different.
Okay, so the foundation is stronger.
Much stronger. And even if national prices see small adjustments, Lake Tapps' unique strength, low inventory, high demand offers significant insulation. It's well protected.
What about buyer psychology? Does that play a role in the sell now or wait decision?
Definitely. You have to consider buyer psychology. That fear of missing out or FOMO. It kicks in when buyers think rates might go up again or that good properties will get snapped up. It creates urgency. And for many Lake Tapps homeowners, think about this. Their equity is likely at an all-time high after years of appreciation. Listing now means locking in those substantial gains while buyer demand is still demonstrably steady. That's a powerful position.
So waiting isn't necessarily safer or even potentially more profitable. Sounds like there could be downsides to holding off.
You've got it. Not always safer, no. Delaying could mean more competition if inventory does tick up later in 2025. Listing earlier often lets sellers tap into that pent-up demand from buyers who maybe waited through late 2024.
Okay.
And here's a crucial pro tip from the Korstedt's analysis. Overpricing. It's one of the biggest mistakes sellers make.
That's interesting. Why is overpricing such a killer, even in a strong market like Lake Tapps? Don't people want to test the market?
It's tempting, but it backfires. Savvy buyers today, they've done their homework online, they track comps, they know instantly if something's overpriced.
So they just ignore it or wait.
Pretty much. Homes that start too high often just sit there. They accumulate days on market, which signals potential problems to other buyers. Ultimately, these homes often sell for less than if they've been priced competitively right from the start.
Ah, okay.
Pricing it right generates interest, maybe multiple offers, creates that urgency. It's about understanding modern buyer behavior.
So despite maybe some gloomy national headlines, it really sounds like for Lake Tapps specifically, 2025 is shaping up to be a strong year for sellers.
Absolutely. Homeowners in Lake Tapps still hold the advantage. It's that combination of factors we've talked about. Limited inventory, strong demand for the lifestyle, and solid equity positions.
Right. Many bought before the big run-up.
Exactly. They're sitting on significant equity. Selling in 2025 lets them capture those gains, maybe move on to their next chapter before rates or dynamics shift too much.
It's about capitalizing on the current window.
Precisely. And don't forget the diverse buyer pool. Lake Tapps appeals broadly. You've got families wanting space and schools, retirees looking for that lifestyle upgrade, even investors interested in waterfront rentals.
So that diverse demand keeps things stable.
It acts as a buffer, yeah. There's always a segment actively looking there.
To really bring this home, the source shared a great local seller story. Can you tell us about the Smith family? It helps ground the theory.
Yeah, the Smith family story is a perfect illustration. So they bought their home back in 2016 for $480,000. Fast forward to early 2025, they decide it's time to sell. They listed it competitively at $825,000.
Okay.
Within just 2 weeks, they had multiple offers, which just shows that robust demand.
And the final price.
They ultimately sold for $840,000.
Yeah.
So $15,000 over their asking price.
Wow, that's incredible. What was key to that success, selling overlist in 2 weeks?
Well, their decision to sell early in the year, before the main spring rush increased competition, was definitely key. Timing mattered. But also, that competitive pricing generated immediate buzz and urgency. And, of course, good professional marketing showcase the home properly.
Right. Strategy and execution.
Exactly. It really highlights how strategic timing, smart pricing, and good marketing lead to excellent outcomes for sellers there, even with mixed national news.
So let's bring it all together for our listener. What's the bottom line?
While national trends might suggest, minor adjustments or a plateau, the message for sellers in Lake Tapps, Washington, is clear and consistent.
You remain in a strong position, an advantageous position heading into 2025.
That's right. With that solid demand for waterfront and lifestyle properties holding firm and inventory staying low, 0.2025 really could be one of your best chances to sell for top dollar. It's such a powerful reminder that local conditions often defy the broader headlines.
Yeah, understanding those local nuances is key.
It really is.
And we want to give another big nod and thank you to Don and Susie Karstedt at Rethinking Real Estate LLC for this fantastic, insightful breakdown. Their whole mission is helping lake tax homeowners sell with confidence, whether you're ready right now or just starting to think about it.
Absolutely. And this raises, I think, an important final question for you, the listener, to consider. How might understanding your specific local market's unique DNA, not just relying on national averages,
Yeah.
how might that fundamentally change your perspective on timing or strategy for selling or buying?
Good question.
We'd really encourage you to look beyond the general news and dive into the specific dynamics impacting your own community, because that's often where the most valuable insights for your journey are hiding.